The Hsin Hsin Ming by Hsin Hsin, written somewhere around the 6th or 7th century supposedly, is one of my favorite writings. It's an early Zen text. And the thing about Zen texts is they're not like other religious texts in that they're viewed as divine or God-inspired. Those ideas don't exist in Zen. But it's an important text because it's someone who's speaking from an experience of realization, enlightenment, coming from one who understands this experience of going beyond the thinking mind, the conceptual mind, going beyond concept, going beyond mind, and experiencing the peace that surpasses understanding, but the peace that is only to be found when one realizes who they are deep down. And so the Hsin Hsin Ming, I thought maybe I would read a little bit of the Hsin Hsin Ming and comment a little bit about it, just to help maybe our understanding of what this experience is that meditation points to, that practicing meditation is really trying to get us to that place of knowing who you really are behind all of the conditioning. And so the Hsin Hsin Ming starts out by saying, "The great way is not difficult for those who have no preferences." For those who have no preferences. When love and hate are both absent, everything becomes clear and undisguised. Make the smallest distinction, however, and heaven and earth are infinitely set apart. If you wish to see the truth, then hold no opinion for or against. The struggle of what one likes and what one dislikes is the disease of the mind. When the deep meaning of things is not understood, the mind's essential peace is disturbed to no avail. And then it continues, of course. The great way is not difficult, it says in the first line, which is a pretty enormous contrast to a lot of other religious writings, right? For instance, Christianity says the way is hard that leads to eternal life. The path is narrow and hard, and the way that's easy and wide leads to destruction. And here we have Hsin Hsin in the Zen way saying, the way is not difficult. But then it says, for those who have no preferences. But really what he's saying is, the way is not difficult for those who have understood, for those who know who they really are, who have come to this understanding, who have come to this experience of going beyond conceptual mind, of going deep inside and realizing who they are behind all of the noise and the chaos and the conditioned things that come and go, all of the impermanence, behind all of the impermanence. So the way is not difficult for those who have no preferences, because preferences have to do with conceptual mind. What we like, what we dislike. When love and hate are both absent, everything becomes clear and undisguised. So when there are no preferences, no, I love this, I hate this, I despise this person does this, and I hate it, I hate this thought, I love this thought, I love this person, I hate this person, I'm angry at this person, whatever it is. Those preferences, that like and dislike, is all having to do with impermanent things, with conditioned things, with the mind, with the conditioned mind, the conceptual mind, concepts. But when those things are absent, the way is not difficult. Everything becomes clear and undisguised. But make the smallest distinction, however, and heaven and earth are set infinitely apart. And in Zen, there is no concept of a heaven that you go to after you die, of a hell. There's no afterlife thought. It's not even a thing. It's not an issue. Why? It's part of the conceptual mind. It's That's the human concept, and really that's the human imagination at work. But when you make the smallest distinction, heaven and earth are set infinitely apart. Now you're thinking way out there, you're thinking way down here, you are divided, you have become two, duality. You're no longer one, you're no longer a unity. You've now separated into bits and pieces because you're making distinctions. Part of your mind is over here, part of your mind is over there. You've set things separate from you over there. And here you are way over here. There's somebody over there. Here you are over here. You have now embraced the illusion of separation and are living in that illusion of separation with full and complete involvement. And you've been duped by it. But if you wish to see the truth, he says, then hold no opinion for or against. And that's hard today, isn't it? For or against. We're in a heavily, and everybody always is in a heavily divided time, right? There's always the left and the right. There's always the up and the down. There's always this race and that race, this religion and that religion, atheist, theist, Democrat, Republican, communist, capitalist, you name it. You have distinctions, fors and againsts all the time. And so this separation is the mode of our existence. It's the norm of our existence. But if you wish to see the truth, go beyond those concepts, those human concepts of left and right and wrong, Democrat, Republican, black, white, Asian or American or whatever it is. All of these distinctions, all of these fors or againsts, the struggle of what one likes and what one dislikes. He says that's the disease of the mind. The disease of the mind is all of this separation, the conceptual, constant thinking and chatter about this and that. But, he says, when the deep meaning of things is not understood, the mind's essential peace is disturbed to no avail. So, in other words, when the deep meaning of things is understood, the mind's essential peace is not disturbed. The mind is peace. And the mind is not normally at peace because we have been conditioned and programmed to operate in a world of duality where we truly believe in the separation of things, where we truly believe that separation is not an illusion, but is the reality. And separation is an illusion. There is no such thing as separation deep down. There is what is existence. This is it. You're it. I'm it. Even the you're and the I is part of the illusion. And that's why words are so hard to use when talking about these things. In fact, a lot of texts like this one end up saying words. What are the words? We can't put this in words. Even the Hsin Hsin Ming ends up saying that at the end. I'm trying to put this in language, and I just can't seem to do it. Because words divide. So when the deep meaning of things is not understood, he says, the mind's essential peace is disturbed to no avail. It's disturbed to no avail. And that's why you see so much suffering, so much turmoil and anxiety and fighting and lack of peace. Because the deep meaning of things is not understood. What is the deep meaning of things? Well, we think of meaning as purpose. That's not what he means. The deep meaning of things is what meditation is designed to awaken you to help you realize. Because it is a realization. It's not a finding out there. It's not a search. When you look out there, you're defeating the purpose. You're never going to find it. Because the deep meaning of things is found here, now, in this moment, behind what's going on all the time, rising and falling, behind all of the conditioned things, behind anything that is impermanent. So what is impermanent? Well, your thoughts are impermanent. Who is the thinker of the thoughts? Is there a thinker of thoughts, or are thoughts just happening? Well, thoughts are just popping up, right? They're rising and falling, coming in, going out, passing through. What else is impermanent? Your emotions. Those are conditioned. Things are affecting me. I'm feeling a certain way. They come and they go. They rise, they fall, they come in, they go out. They rise from within, seemingly, and then they subside. But those are impermanent things. Those aren't you. But the thing is, you can observe the body. You know that the body is there. You can observe the thoughts. You can watch the thoughts. You know that the thoughts are there. You can watch the emotions. You can observe the emotions. You know that they're there. You know when they come and when they go. Anything that you can observe is not the real you. It's not the deep meaning of things. You are the observer of these things. You are the consciousness, the awareness in which these things come and go, rise and fall. You're the awareness that is peace, silence, watching, witnessing. You are, in other words, the witness, the observer. You are awareness. You are pure consciousness. And that's what's not conditioned. What is it that isn't conditioned? What is it that is in the background? Always aware of everything that's going on in this moment. Aware of my cat sitting on the couch. Aware of the words coming out of my mouth. Aware of the sounds that I'm hearing. Aware of the feeling of my body sitting on this cushion. Aware of what my eyes are seeing in front of me with the camera and the light. What's the background of all these things? The unconditioned. What is the unconditioned? Because all these other things are conditioned. All these other things are coming and going. What's the background in which all of these things appear? That is awareness, or other people say pure consciousness. However you want to put it, you can name it whatever you want. That's who you really are. That's understanding the deep meaning of things. And there's a lot more to be said. Maybe saying things is, again, difficult. Putting these things into words. I'm having an incredibly hard time trying to explain an experience that you have in this deep meaning. But I'm just speaking from that experience. And so I'm just free speaking from this backdrop, from this understanding of the backdrop, from this understanding of pure consciousness, of who I really am, deep down, who I really am behind the mind, behind the concepts, behind the imagination, behind the thoughts and the thinking, behind all of the experiences. What is always there, silently watching. That's who you really are. And that's why Hsin Hsin can say, the great way is not difficult for those who have no preferences. Who is it that has no preferences? That backdrop. Pure consciousness, the awareness that is watching all of these things. When love and hate are both absent, everything becomes clear and undisguised. Who is it that has no love or hate? The backdrop. Your deepest being. Your true nature. Your true identity. Awareness. pure consciousness. Make the smallest distinction, however, and heaven and earth are set infinitely apart. Who is it that makes no distinction? You. The backdrop. The real you. So heaven and earth are not apart. Heaven is earth. This is heaven. Here. Now. As you are pure consciousness, watching, witnessing. If you wish to see the truth and hold no opinion for or against, who has no opinion for or against? The struggle of what one likes and what dislikes is the disease of the mind. Who has no likes or no dislikes? You, the real you, deep down, pure consciousness, awareness. The background, the backdrop, behind all of the concepts, all of the conditioned, all of the things, the supposed things. When the deep meaning of things is not understood, the mind's essential peace is disturbed to no avail. When you are not associated with, or when you're not identified with the backdrop, you forget. The mind's essential peace, that essential peace that you really are all the time. You just forget. You just aren't aware of it. That essential peace is disturbed to no avail when you are lost and caught up in the illusion of separation, the illusion of things, all of the impermanent things. You're identifying with those things. You're identifying with your thoughts. You're identifying with your emotions, all of the impermanent things that come and go. You're not what comes and goes. You are what everything is coming and going in front of, rising and falling. You're the ocean of being, and all of these waves are rising and falling, and you are the ocean itself. You're the sky, and all of these clouds are passing through this way and that way. They're coming and they're going, and you are the pure sky, pure consciousness, awareness. And that's the deep meaning of things. That is what meditation is reminding you of. It's bringing you back to yourself, bringing you back from out there, bringing you back from seeking, searching out there, looking out there for your happiness, for your peace, for your meaning, for your purpose. And meditation is directing the attention the opposite way from going out there. It's going in, back, deep, deep, behind the mind, behind thought, beyond the mind, beyond conditioned things, beyond all of the impermanence. There you are, the real you. That's who you are. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that you can meditate with this identification, and that you sit and remember, this is who I really am. Deep down, this is me.